Hey, it's Avi from JustWriteMusic.com. Today we're going to talk about your friendly neighborhood musical textures. Understanding musical textures is super helpful for writing songs and pieces and music stuff like that. In this video, I'm going to go over the 3 basic musical textures. I'm going to give you some examples, and we're going to talk about how we can use these textures to enhance our music. Going right to the point. Getting right to the point. There are more than 3 textures, but we're going to keep things simple today because I want to. The first texture we're going to talk about is monophony. This is the simplest texture to understand because it's just one melody. That's it. That's all that's happening. The main melody is called the primary melody. If you've heard any old church music or Gregorian chants, there's a chance that you've heard monophony. I'm sorry. Here's an example of monophony in action. Now, I had to write this example myself, original to me, because I couldn't find a version that wouldn't get me in trouble, or at least I didn't think it would get me in trouble, because write stuff on the internet is freaking weird. So here you go. It's common to have other parts or voices also accompany the primary melody. They're still playing the actual melody, but they're doing it along with the main voice, or they're doing it as an ensemble. These are called primary supporting melodies. Monophony is super great for large crowds and big shows in like a live setting. I did the unthinkable. I went to go see Green Day live, and it was a fantastic experience. Oh my god. Billy Joe, in the middle of songs, the whole song would just drop, and they would start doing this Ayo. Everyone would do the Ayo. They would copy this one line, this one melody, barely a melody really. It's just the only thing that's going on, and it's getting everybody together in sync. It's a great way to break down the musical experience to its very core. It's no wonder that this has stuck around for a while. Billy Joe certainly didn't come up with it, though I'm gonna pretend like he did, because Billy Joe Armstrong is an angel of a man. So that's monophony. One melody, one voice, or multiple voices, all doing that same melody. Okay, the next musical texture we're going to talk about is homophony. This is when we have a main melody, like that primary melody thing from before, the monophony thing, but now we have other instruments and other voices playing chords in support of it. It's like an underneath thing. It's an accompaniment. It's accompanying it. So just like regular old music, the main melody or the main voice is the star of the show. It's what we're all supposed to care about. Here's an example of homophony. I mean, you can just go and listen to your favorite band or artist, your favorite song. Like, that's probably homophony, most likely. Instead, I'm gonna be a stuck-up bitch and show you this Debussy prelude. Notice how there's a very clear distinction between the melody and the harmony. We can very easily tell what we're supposed to be paying attention to and what is supporting the thing that we're supposed to be paying attention to. Homophony is especially useful for music that uses words, since the contrast of the instrumental roles helps us aid actually hearing and understanding the words. Make sure to throw some homophony right onto that like button below. Yeah, this one was kind of lazy, but it happened. In all seriousness, this is the most common texture in Western music. Predominantly. The music you've written was probably homophony too. So what can we do if this is just so ubiquitous? We stop doing it for a little bit. That makes sense. That makes the homophony hit harder when we come back. Just to change things up, think about it. In the middle of that Green Day concert, in the middle of their songs, the entire song stops, and it's just Billy Joe going ayo. Maybe there's a kick drum in there, but it's just Billy drum going ayo, and that's it. Then when we get back into the song, it feels good. It feels like we arrived back to somewhere we really wanted to be. So we can use this in our songs, in live settings, and definitely in a recorded setting as well. So that's homophony. It's everywhere. You're probably already doing it. Next is the last texture that we're going to subject ourselves to, polyphony. All right, this one's a doozy. Polyphony is when you have multiple melodic lines all doing their own thing or imitating each other like freaking toddlers. It's rude, actually, imitative pieces of... Here's an example of a polyphony I wrote. Polyphony isn't heard all that much these days, but I think it's dope. The most popular type of piece that features polyphony is called a fugue. What we just heard was a fugue. That was a fugue that I wrote. In a fugue, the voices take turns imitating each other, each entering on the same main melody or subject, then kind of go off and do their own thing, and then they come back and start imitating each other again. When you have more than a few voices, things can get pretty dense pretty quickly. So it's not honestly super accessible to a lot of listeners. It's a little bit of an acquired taste. Using polyphony, especially if you're writing like popular music, that's a bold move and should be done more. That density provides a challenge though. Even classical composers became kind of meh on it, relegating its usage to really just compositional exercises and the odd polyphonic quote every now and then. Those are fun to catch though. And I think that's a great way to use this texture that's a little bit of an acquired taste. So those are the three textures. We talked about what they are. We talked about how we can use them in our music to make it better. Did you know about musical textures before this video? Let me know down in the comments with your thoughts and feels. Welcome to the part of the video where I tell you to go get a free thing that I made. I've got this cool little PDF called the 3-Step Song Starter that helps you write songs really quick, likely silly songs, but you kind of can't write stellar songs without writing silly songs first. At least I think so. Go get this thing. If you follow the steps, did I tell you there were steps? There are steps. 3 of them. 3 steps for song starting. Go and get it if you like or want to like writing music and songs. Head to justwritemusic.com/songstarter. There's a link down in the doobly. Thanks so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. Like, comment, and subscribe, and do all the YouTube things. I'm Avi from justwritemusic.com, and don't forget to be awesome.